Hello everyone, my name is Pawel and today I will present you Flutter, the cross-platform mobile technology, and I will show you how to create a mobile application in 10 minutes, right? About me, I am 3 years experienced developer in cross-platform development. I am a Flutter Kraków meetup co-organizer. I started developing mobile application with Xamarin, and last year I dropped it in flavor of Flutter, and I am a happy guy. What we will be discussing today, I will discuss what is Flutter, some origin story of it, some pros and cons. We'll also move further to live coding. Spoiler alert, I prepared some Pawel and I will show you how to create it. In some lately popular nerfphobic design, and in the end we will summarize everything. Before we started, one quick question. Who here use Flutter? Knows something about Flutter? Please raise your hand. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's something. I'm glad you are here. What is Flutter? Flutter is an open source UI software development kit created by Google. It is used to develop mobile application for Android, iOS, Windows, macOS, Linux. In near future, it will be also available to develop application for web and also for incoming new operating system by Google called Google Fuchsia. And basically, what is bring us to a moment when Flutter will be work on everything that has screen. And Google called it really nicely the ambient computing. It's really nice catchphrase that shows the core reason of existing Flutter. And what is behind to Flutter, if Flutter can work on everything that contains screen, it needs to use language that can be natively compiled to every platform. And here's the moment when Dart come in. The Dart language is statically typed object-oriented class-based garbage-collected language with this file syntax, and it allows us to compile to native code, also to JavaScript using ahead of time compilation. And here we'll start discussing some history of whole concept of the whole Dart and Flutter. First, first moment when Flutter was unrevealed was in October 2011, and it was like at this moment it was only like shown as a concept. A few years later, Flutter was unveiled as a Google project called Sky, and it was like some alpha version. 1 year later, Google Fuchsia repository is published. And why I bring here Google Fuchsia? Google Fuchsia will operate on completely new core called Zircon. And Dart is like first language that operates on this core, and Flutter will be like the first framework that is used for creating a UI. And at this moment we should be like prepared that at some day Android will know more, and Fuchsia will replace it. And this is the moment when you will have already working application also on this OS. So, next. In December 2018, Flutter stable is released. First version. This is the moment when I started coding with Flutter. And from this moment, 1 year later, last December, Flutter is working on version 1.12 and using Dart 2.7. And a lot of people was expecting like that on this conference, last conference in December, it will be shown like Flutter 2.0 with support for the web, and people were excited for it, but it didn't happen. We have some version 1.12. It's pretty solid, it works, and we need to wait, I guess, a couple months to Flutter wait for version 2.0, so people will like believing that it's not some side project of Google, but it's a stable thing. And for all of that, I want to show you some numbers. This is the digits from report from the GitHub. GitHub has this like annual reports about stuff that's going on in GitHub, and it's called the state of October. And here you can see that we have a number of contributions to open source project. Flutter is placed as a third repository with the number of contributions. And as you can see, React Native is placed 6th. Also, change in contribution to open source project from since 2018 to 2019. Flutter gained second place, right behind ASP Netcore. And why I also bring this, when Dart was published, got some stable production version, it was like that. It was basically that people didn't use Dart because why they should, right? It's another language, another cross-platform thing that maybe it will work or maybe not. Flutter completely changed that, and as you can see, change in programming language use last year, Dart rise 500%. It's huge change in the number of the repositories with Dart. Also, here you have in the top corner, you can see numbers of stars that certain repository gain and here you have like Flutter and React Native. React Native is considered as a top rival to Flutter framework, and some time ago it's already 2,000 stars ahead of React Native, which is nice. And also here you can see graph showing questions over time in Stack Overflow using certain tags in the portal. And here you have like Flutter, React Native, and Xamarin, Ionic, Cordova. And you can see that Flutter rose to the same level as React Native in the numbers of questions. And I want to point one thing. Flutter is since 2015, and Flutter was present in stable version last year, so you can see that it's a pretty huge growth. Also, you can see graphs for the Cordova, the yellow line that is going down, so developers don't care about it. Also for the Xamarin, and this really nice purple thing, Ionic, that grows for the 1 year and went dead. And what makes Flutter special? Why it's so dope, so fresh, that I wanted to show you and present it. First of all, it's code reload. It's game-changing feature for developers. It boosts development time as you don't have to wait for the rebuilding the project. You can tweak your UI in the blink or in the less than the second. As you can see on this video, the guy's changing something and instantly he see the changes. And also, code reload preserves the state of the application. So you fetch some data, you edit some data, you work around it, and it don't change and download again, it stays as it is. Another thing what I consider what makes Flutter special is the declarative UI programming. I think I can safely say that this is the new way of writing code. And because you don't focus on how to develop stuff, how to make it work, you more focus on what to develop, what features you want to add. And at this moment, I think I can also mention new frameworks coming from Google called Jetpack Compose, and also from Apple called Swift UI. These things are basically the same as words of the Flutter in the meaning of the syntax. So I think I can assume that this will be a new way of writing UI code in the future. When you work with Flutter, you can easily probably learn also native code and works in the same manner as you are working in Flutter, right? Also, one last thing, I think that this is great. Everything is a widget. This is the catchphrase from the Flutter dev team. And why I mention it? Because every component that you can see on mobile screen is called a widget. And widget is like base core is nothing crazy than it's simple control, simple UI element that you can nest, combine together, and you can also create some complex animation with it. So this is nice touch. Also, you have like on YouTube, you can see some series called Flutter Widget of the Week, when they weekly present some new components that are available in their SDK and describe some examples, some usage, some properties in like a couple of minutes. So it's great and it's a nice thing. And as we are here, I think also need to mention other pros of the Flutter. And it is a lot of stuff because I love Flutter, so I don't see anything bad. So first of all, it's quicker development time, and due to containing single code base, due to containing only one dev team working on the two applications, and then application won't go out of the sync together. And also, this is because of this previously mentioned hot reload. You can, because in instant you can see the changes and new features that you already implemented. Another thing is, I consider a pro, Flutter is easy to migrate and learn. Also you can, if you have already existing native application, you just add it to Flutter project and just add another layer to it and migrate in time to this application. To Flutter application, you have already ready-to-use state management architectures like provider, block, Eric Start, Mobex. This is like tested stuff, and just choose one and go with it. Still, you can access to native features like GPS, Bluetooth, camera, and this accelerometer stuff that counting steps without any problem. Great documentation and active community on GitHub, Stack Overflow, you name it. You always get great support from these guys. I think also that Flutter documentation is great because there is a lot of examples in it. Each widget, each method has some examples of use, and easily you can use it in your projects. And if this is not enough for you, everything is open source, so you just go to SDK and watch by yourself how it's done. Also, there is packages on PubDev. PubDev is like some website with dependencies to your project that you can add, and it's a lot of stuff. There's like even the saying that there is a package for that. If you're working on some new features, some stuff you want to use, but it's not you don't want to develop it by yourself, just go for the PubDev and look for the dependencies you want. You will probably find it, and it's also open source. The last thing is Flutter is future-proof in my opinion. As Fuchsia will roll out, you will have a new operating system that on which you can run your application without writing code from the scratch. Also, in the nearest futures, web will be supported, and this is already in some beta phase. And your web client will be ready to deploy. So this is like also nice infographic. that I can agree to some level, and as you can see, documentation is marked like super cool and super high, so yeah, I agree on that. But I wouldn't, for example, agree on testing and yeah, well, this is like two things like building complex apps also I would like to do to this stuff that I don't agree. And what community is also great. What is in fact lacking is jobs and talents, right? Right now it's because Flutter is new, there is not a lot of developers willing to work on it. There is not much positions available because companies currently already testing on this on their products, so they don't hire new developers specific for the specific projects, for example, written in Flutter. Yeah, but there's some cons to it. As I mentioned, Flutter is still young framework. There's a lot of stuff that you will find stuck while developing it. So you will find yourself looking for some solutions on Stack Overflow, on GitHub, issues that doesn't have some solution provided. And you will need to have some workarounds, but this is typical stuff for technology that is in production for like just a year, right? And I think the second one is the biggest con and the biggest threat that you can find yourself using Flutter. First of all, it's hype-driven development, and this is like some phrase I heard, and I really like it, because what happens right now? Google provided us a great solution for cross-platform development, and people like, okay, I'm dropping React Native, I'm dropping Xamarin. I don't want to work with this. I want to develop applications with Flutter. And what happened in the future when same thing will happen to Flutter? I don't know. Another bigger company release another cross-platform framework, and you will like, okay, Flutter is sucks. I want to work with Kotlin native, right? This is probably the new incoming thing that will happen in the future. We don't want that, and yeah. But at this moment, I think if Flutter had working on this position, so we'll see what happens. Also, if bug happens, it needs to be tested on both platforms. So yeah, right, this is like typical code for cross-platform stuff, right? And because you have single code base, bug can happen everywhere. And your test team will be working, testing both iOS and Android stuff, because on this platform it bug happened, but on iOS it didn't. What are you gonna do, right? And on the testing, you need to be very careful, and this brings us to another thing that is poorly supported. Of course, Flutter got 3 ways of testing software. One is, of course, unit test. Second is widget test for UI testing, and last one is integration test. And oh boy, integration tests are whack. And really, it's poorly supported. Of course, if your unit tests are great, it should do the job. But also, I wanted to mention one thing. 1 month ago, there was like a big conference in Warsaw called Flutter Europe, and one guy had this talk about testing in Flutter, right? And he started with his presentation with one question. Audience was like, I don't know, 100 developers there, and he asked them, okay, who is writing unit testing application in Flutter? And on 100 audience, 3 developers raised their hands. So this is showing you the situation, how it looks like. Yeah, because everyone speaks with the development. So this is like basically 4 cons I think that are important. And I wanted to show you also like a few examples of currently existing applications that you may know, you may not know, but it's a good chance to show you the portfolio. First one is Nubank. Nubank is Asian bank with 15 million of clients in Asia, and they worked with Flutter. They also like published their report comparing React Native, Flutter, and some other cross platforms frameworks, and they describe why they choose Flutter. You can easily find this in the internet. Next one is Philips Hue. Philips that have bulbs that are RGB, so you can change their colors in your room, and application written for that is written in Flutter. Third one is Groupon, but not the Groupon you know. It's for the opposite side. It's for merchants. If they want to see some how the Groupons are sold, they use mobile application. They use application written in Flutter. Third one is Hamilton. It's application for Broadway. You can buy tickets for shows in this application. Last one is Google Ads in mobile. Google Ads are written also in Flutter. Yeah, but this is great players, international, some marketing stuff and presentation. Let's look at our Polish side. Application PKO Junior, it's a mobile application for kids, like, I don't know, 13, 14 years old, and they use mobile application written in Flutter. And as I know, it's working pretty well, and I don't use it so. Also, another one is Gadu Gadu. It was like Polish messengers back in the day. Right now, they're like dead, I guess. But they want to get back to the game in the application, with the application, and the application will be written in Flutter. Right now, it's native, but they are switching from native to Flutter as well. Yeah, so let's write some code. Okay. So as I mentioned, we will be writing an application for dialing the numbers. And if you want to call your friends, your colleagues, you will have like dialer. You can write your own dialer in Flutter, and it should be quick and simple as well. Okay, so we have already running an application. Let me discuss your project structure. So in Flutter project, you have like four important folders for yourself. It's Android, the one containing native project for the Android, iOS project that contains native iOS project, lib with your code written in Flutter, and last one, test for testing. Simple. Here we've got my application. So as everything in Flutter is a widget, we run my application with some properties, and as a home in Material app we have our stuff. First of all, it's scaffold. Scaffold is like what it is. It's a simple blank page. It contains nothing. We have some background color and only a container. So we want to our dialer have like nice headline. For this, I will add an app bar. So it will add this bar on the top of our application with some title, and our title will be simple text. For example, GL text talk dialer. Okay, so we hot reload, save the state, and boom, we have nice app bar that is blue. But as far as I know, global logic colors are orange, so we want to change background color to orange, and hot reload application, it's done. Yeah, but this shade is not like proper. We want to be a little bit darker to match our customer. And yeah, I think this is pretty dark. And mention global logic colors. Also, this title should be a little bit bigger. So we add some style to our text. For example, text style, font size need to be bigger, like I don't know, 23, and make it little bit bolder. So for that we add properties like font weight and font size and font weight. Let's make it pretty bold. Yeah, so we have bigger title and little bit border. Okay, so but our application should call our friends, not be displaying some type. Okay, so we need to add more buttons to it. I create for this presentation something called Noi button. This is my widget. Widget, and you can see some properties. And the button accepts two parameters. First one is like the label for it, and controller to modify our text. And button. We have on the top corner we have one button that is clickable. It's nice. As I wanted to show you, Noi button is nothing special. It's just a simple button with some properties with this shape. So we want to match our neumorphic design, which is lately trendy. Okay, but we have only one number and we need, I guess, 10 of it. So we need to add more. For that purpose, I will add a column. Column is another widget that helps us contain in our widget tree more than one element. So I add 3 of them, 1, 2, and 3. Hot reload, again, we have 3 buttons, but they are like ordered horizontally, and we want to make them they are vertically, and we want to make them horizontally, right? Like typical dialog. So we add another widget called row. It works on the same base as column, but instead of vertical layer, we'll have them in horizontal. Yep, okay, we move them. So we'll just duplicate the same code. Because we need 3 more numbers, right? Code reload. Yeah, we have almost all the alpha. We need to add one more, right? 0. It's missing, obviously. So we just add another button with label 0 and passing controller. Okay, but it's a little bit offside, right? Don't you agree? All the row and column widget contain like this property called mine axis alignment, and thanks to that we can move them to center. And yeah, we switch it a little bit to the center, and we also duplicate this a few more times for each row. Okay, yeah, I think this is very nice. And okay, so we can tap some numbers, but I don't know what I tapped, right? Dialer also have these labels for displaying some digits that user pressed. So let's add this one. On the top of it, I will add also prepared beforehand text field that accepts the controller. Save it, hold reload, bang. We have nice label on the top. But what is going on? We have some digits inside, right? Will this like some kind of bug? No. This is what I discussed previously. It's preserved state of our application. During the development time, I created some applications. I wanted to show you that buttons work fine. And application store the information in this controller, and it's also preserved in the application even after I add some new controls and everything. Okay, so we're missing one more thing, and it is simple the Alt button. The Alt button is the same controller that accepts the text. Okay, so on the bottom we have nice green button that we will probably call to our friends, and let's test it. Okay, so we can tell our number that we provide in our application, and as an emulator I will call it. Yeah, and I'm calling right now someone that I choose in my application. Of course, we can our application add new features like contact lists, I don't know, new numbers, and everything that we want, and Flutter can provide us this opportunity. Yeah, so that's it. Let's move to conclusions. Sorry. Oh. Okay. Yeah, so to summarize everything, just do it. Just go with the Flutter, give it a try. I bet that you will enjoy it, and yeah, for me it's a fun experience. I think after this live coding you can also have some taste. And yeah, thank you for your attention, for your time, and if you have questions, now is the moment. Okay?
Is it possible to write home screen widget of what?
No. Sorry. Yes, you can write widgets for your home screen, and you can easily do it also with native code.
But it will work on Android.
Yes. If you write native code in
widgets on iOS.
No, there is no widget, but that's why I told you that you need to write them in native code. This is like the downside, but
okay, why the testing is poor, you said?
sorry, could you repeat?
Why did you say the testing is poor?
And right now, as Flutter is in young development phase, not maybe young, but it's still young product, still needs to bring the developers to it, right? And developers like well, unit test, oh, come on, we don't need it, right? let's go with only developing features. We call testing. Who cares? And that is probably the reason why testing is supported poorly, in my opinion. Especially this integration and UI testing, because unit test, okay, good developers write good unit tests, right? And unit tests are supported enough. That if you want to test some features small, of course, unit tests will do the work. Of course, you can migrate this test to CI/CD. It will work fine.
One more. Why do you think Flutter is going to be like the future and not the Ionic?
As I showed some graphs, Ionic is dead. I would like even consider, for example, developing application with React Native to the Flutter, because React Native is more popular because we have more JavaScript developers, right? So if JavaScript developers would like to write a mobile application, he will just use React Native, and JavaScript is old language, if I may say something like this. And yeah, would rather consider this. And also, for example, we can discuss Cordova. I don't know even the situation of Cordova, like other than this graph I showed you, because I don't know any developers that actively developing something in Cordova. They probably dropped it a long time ago. Xamarin, yeah, Xamarin would be like also considered like the third player, because it's from the Microsoft stack. And .NET developers, if they like to stick with Microsoft stack as well. So if they want to create a mobile application, they probably choose the Xamarin. And lately I know that Xamarin also copied today as a SDK in the newest version. It's called remote feature. So Xamarin developers are also happy guys.
One final question.
Okay.
You didn't set any coordinates. How this Flutter decides that this button should be placed in one row and exactly on such distances?
By default, it depends on how the widget is done. And in Flutter, you can achieve the same layout in different ways. And there is a lot of different widgets. For example, in the dialer, I solved it like using row, column, row, 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 right? But of course, you can use another like table widget and also position this button. Also, you can hard code this stuff with some strict constraint, like position widget, that you specify exact coordinates on each screen. Also, of course, we have different screen sizes, right? So, for example, I don't know, iPad is like 8 inches, so it's huge. But also we have like some, I don't know, 4 inches screens, and there is this thing in Flutter called media query library, and it's gained from the device information about the resolution and about screen size.
So, as I understand it, calculates. Oh, it's funny. As I understand it, it calculates these default values using just information about the phone's screen size. Yeah. Thank you.
Correct. Okay. Thank you again for questions, for your time, and please enjoy another presentation and have a nice evening.